You ever notice how time bends differently at night? You say just one more scroll and suddenly the clock betrays you. It's 3 a.m. again. Your body begs for rest, your mind refuses to surrender. You wake up a few hours later with that familiar fog behind your eyes and whisper the same broken promise. I'll sleep early tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes. And yet, there's always that one person who seems immune to exhaustion. They sleep 5, maybe 6 hours, and greet the morning as if they've been reborn. You wonder, what are they doing that I'm not? Are they genetically blessed, fueled by caffeine, or just lying? The truth is quieter and far more human. They aren't sleeping less, they're sleeping better. They've learned the psychology of restoration, the art of making each hour count twice. We live in a culture that confuses exhaustion with success. More hours of work, more hours awake, more grind, less grace. So when someone says, I only sleep 5 hours, we hear it as a badge of honor. But biology doesn't care about ego. Your body isn't impressed by ambition. It's calibrated by rhythm. Science calls it your circadian clock, that ancient metronome ticking inside your cells. When it's aligned, your energy rises like the sun and softens like the dusk. When it's not, your mind buzzes like a broken signal, unable to tune into peace. The number of hours becomes irrelevant if the timing is off. That's why one person can sleep 6 hours and wake up radiant, while another can sleep 9 and still feel like a ghost. The difference isn't quantity. It's quality, coherence, and peace. Studies show that when your sleep schedule drifts by even an hour, your efficiency can drop by 30%. That's not luck. That's alignment. Inside every night, your brain walks through a cathedral of cycles, doors of light and shadow. Light sleep, deep sleep, REM, each about 90 minutes long. Deep sleep repairs your body. REM repairs your mind. It's a perfect duet between muscle and memory, between flesh and thought. When your cycles are clean, when your nervous system glides through them uninterrupted, you can experience full restoration in fewer rounds. 5.5 to 6 hours of deeply aligned sleep can feel like 8 or 9 of scattered drifting. But most people never reach that alignment. They flood their eyes with blue light at midnight, feed their brain caffeine after sunset, and carry unresolved anxiety to bed like a second pillow. So the real question isn't, how can I sleep less? It's, how can I teach my body to rest more deeply in the time I already have? Imagine your sleep like symphony movements. Cut one, and the song never resolves. Efficiency in sleep begins hours before you close your eyes. Your brain is not a switch, it's a sunset. It needs to dim slowly. That's why ancient traditions, from monks to mystics, end the day with rituals of silence. Not because they were spiritual cliches, but because rhythm was sacred to them. In modern language, we call it sleep hygiene. In timeless language, it's respect for rest. The most restorative sleepers follow a quiet psychology. Consistency. They sleep and wake at the same time, even on weekends. This trains the circadian rhythm to release melatonin like clockwork. You become predictable to your own biology, and biology rewards predictability. Completion. They follow the 90-minute rhythm. When you wake at the end of one, you rise with clarity. When you interrupt it, you wake in fog. So plan your sleep in multiples of 90 minutes. 4.5, 6, or 7.5 hours. Preparation. They honor the power down hour. 1 hour before bed, step out of the noise. No screens, no arguments, no mental clutter. Trade blue light for warm light, scrolling for stillness. Stretch. Write. Pray. Reflect. Tell your nervous system you are safe now. Morning light. The moment you wake, greet the sun. 10 minutes of daylight resets your internal clock, raises serotonin, lowers melatonin, and tells your brain, the world has begun. Movement and water. Within minutes, move your body. Cold water on the face, a walk, a few push-ups. This activates dopamine and noradrenaline, nature's own alarm clock. A pilot once told me he could nap for 26 minutes and feel reborn, because his rhythm was trained like a flight checklist. That's not magic. That's mastery. The real transformation happens when you realize sleep is not a pause. It's a partnership. Your conscious mind surrenders control, but your subconscious continues its work. When your thoughts are chaotic, they bleed into your dreams. When your mind is calm, your sleep becomes meditation. When was the last time you fell asleep without carrying your thoughts with you? That's why mental decluttering is the final frontier of great rest. Before bed, write down your unfinished thoughts, not to solve them but to release them. Say to your brain, you don't have to hold this tonight. Some use magnesium, herbal teas, or soft music to signal peace. Others find that prayer, gratitude journaling, or mindful breathing does the same. Methods differ. The message is universal. Peace tells the body when to rest. In that silence, your brain waves slow from beta to alpha to theta, the very threshold of deep sleep. You don't fall asleep. You arrive there. At the heart of it all, rest is not laziness. It's the invisible half of all achievement. The musician rests between notes. The athlete rests between seasons. The mind, too, must retreat to remember its own power. The people who thrive on fewer hours aren't superhuman. They're synchronized. Their habits, light exposure, emotions, and purpose are aligned like gears. Each night their sleep isn't just recovery, it's renewal. They understand that fatigue isn't a lack of hours. It's a lack of harmony. So the goal isn't to sleep less. It's to sleep with clarity. To treat sleep not as time wasted, but as time invested in consciousness itself. Because one morning you'll wake before your alarm, and for a moment you'll feel something rare. A kind of quiet power. Your body steady, your thoughts clear, your energy whole. That's when you'll understand. You didn't just learn how to rest. You learned how to return to yourself. Every night becomes a small ceremony. You lay down not to escape the day, but to prepare for the next one with awareness. The modern world will still scream for your attention. But you'll know the truth. You don't need more time. You need better energy. And sleep, deep, intentional, soulful sleep is where that energy is born. So tonight, when the screen calls for one more scroll, and the clock says you've already gone too far, remember this. Strength isn't in staying awake. It's in knowing when to surrender.